Welcome to the Digital Runway, where beauty, fashion, tech, and AI collide with culture and commerce. I'm your host, Janey Park. Today, we're breaking down how AI mirrors, AR, smart screens, and interactive outdoor communication are transforming the shopping experience, turning retail into a seamless blend of digital and physical. And joining me today is Kornilov, the founder of FaceMe and loook.ai, the creative force behind AI and AR shopping experiences from Prada, L'Oreal, Ralph Lauren, Valentino. We'll be going through some examples today. Dima, welcome to the Digital Runway.
Hello, thank you. Excited to speak about immersive retail. Thank you for inviting me.
I'm very excited to have you here. This has been a conversation in the making for a couple of months. For those joining live, if you have questions, drop them in the chat. We'll answer them and tag anyone who needs to be a part of this conversation. Want to future-proof your brand in beauty, fashion, tech, AI, and business? You are in the right place. Welcome to the Digital Runway. Whether someone is working in the industry or just obsessed with beauty and fashion, every week I write a newsletter, 3 pieces of news under Runway Radar and the Runway Diaries, which is behind the scenes. The newest edition is Janey's AI edit with ChatGPT prompt. I give all this information away completely for free. Check out the Digital Runway email newsletter in the caption, and we're just gonna jump into it. So the first section that I've added into the segment for the Digital Runway podcast is called Digital Decoded. These are breaking down key terms shaping the future. Dima, in your own words, define in 1 to 2 sentences AI mirrors. What is an AI mirror and what are the different types of smart screens?
Smart screen has additional functionality apart from displaying visual information, and screen that allows different type of interactions of immersive experiences, and these screens can serve different purposes. First type allows virtual try-on fashion or beauty products where you see products applied on you, and maybe you can choose between different products. So second type is our storefront. Basically, it's a storefront, and that augments your look when you pass by. It doesn't have to be actually functional or actually apply virtually some real products. The main goal is to just attract attention, entertain, and invite you inside. The third format is AR or AI photo booths, where you've been visually transformed with the help of AR or AI technology, and you receive a photo. Your visual. This use case is mostly used for pop-ups and for conferences to create long-term engagement visitors and then give them some collectible, some takeaway for them to share on their socials. Getting back to the AI mirrors, these mirrors, variations of smart screens, they apply both technologies, AR and AI. AR serves as an engine for visual demonstration of content, while AI serves to run the transformation itself. Or AI also can be used for analysis of consumers. Basically, what we can analyze face and body features of people who interact with mirrors and receive data about their demographics. I would say that the majority of smart screen now can be called AI screens.
Thanks for the definition. Maybe this is the perfect time for us to show the Maybelline example you just did, the AI mirror.
Yeah. Yes.
All right, we're going to load it quickly. I'm excited. This is a great one.
And I'm ready to.
We took a photo and then instantly applied a stable diffusion prompt that immersed them into Maybelline New York universe and made them feel on top of the world on one of the skyscrapers. So this is an example where generative AI is integrated into a mirror. In a way, we can call it AI mirror.
This is so good. It looks amazing. That was for Valentine's Day. The weather didn't look great, but people were still lining up, which is very cool. I'm seeing everyone's comments across platform. If you have questions for Dima, we are answering them live, so please do drop them in. And without further ado, we're going to move on to our next question. We've heard this term before, either augmented reality, virtual try-on, used interchangeably. But yeah, Dima, can you explain what they mean? Is there a right terminology to use?
I would say that one of the common things in the industry is that when we speak about certain products or cases, we use a general term for technology. So we say AR marketing, or we say we should apply AI tools or digital fashion solutions. So the truth is that these are descriptions of technologies in general, and they don't mean anything specific. And when it comes to a very concrete and rational things like marketing, we need to speak about actual product embodiment of these technologies or actual use cases. AR is a technology, but we should speak about specific instruments. Virtual try-on is one of them. So virtual try-on is one of the ways that AR can be applied. And then we need to decompose further, and we need to speak about virtual try-on for beauty, which works amazing for many reasons, and virtual try-ons for fashion that does not work amazing for many reasons. And then we also have completely different case AR filters. These AR filters in turn can be decomposed to AR filters on Snapchat that can help to achieve one goals, and AR filters on TikTok that work for completely different goals. Then we also have web AR, helps to achieve different goals. We as innovators, as creators, as tech agencies, and we as brands, as clients, we need to start using a more concrete terminology when we describe what we want and what we are planning to do. Yeah, so I would say that, as I described, AR has a huge variety of use cases and still trending, regardless of the news about Metaspark. And virtual try-on works very well for beauty. We see growth in sales after integration of virtual try-on in website of our beauty clients. We also see growth in sales and foot traffic after integration of AR mirrors offline. We see a very good performance for AR filters, specifically for TikTok filters. Yeah.
I feel like the digital decoded section can be a whole podcast, but the last terminology, what does immersive retail mean? Can you explain this to the audience who maybe don't know about it, never heard this terminology, as simply and as quickly as possible? Is it possible to define it in 1 minute?
Retail is a term, so you can call it in a lot of different ways. Immersive retail, we call it retail 2.0. But what I mean by this is that this is the way to communicate, to establish a two-way communication offline. So starting the beginning of 20th century, there was a paradigm that to make people buy things or do any activity, you need to push and push and push information into their brain. That is how our world became oversaturated with offline advertising, with TV advertising, with banners online. It worked until new generations learned how it works. They started to learn to ignore it. They started to use ad blockers. And we also can see that banner blindness also happens offline. You can just walk over Times Square and then try to recollect which banners did you actually remember, and you will see that your brain fully ignored it. What we mean when we say immersive retail is that old school one-way communication is not working anymore. And we need to reinvent it and make it work, make it a two-way communication where people receive a personalized, relevant experience. For example, instead of saying, buy this lipstick, we say, why don't you try this lipstick and see how it looks on you? Instead of showing advertising of beer to everyone visiting airport, we can show advertising that is relevant to every specific person who is looking at this advertising banner simply by analyzing the visual profile of this person. So let's say if Janey will look at the banner, it will offer advertising of the product that is relevant for her. If I will look, it will offer something for me. When we speak about immersive retail, we speak about transition from one-way communication, outdoor communication, to a two-way communication that allows personalized and relevant experiences.
I love the way you frame that because it's about trying it on, experiencing it, and connecting the dots with shopping. For anyone listening, please drop your questions. We'll answer them live. If you have tried an AI mirror or AR virtual try-on, drop your experience in the chat. And Dima, we are going to get into it. You're at the intersection of the creative side, tech, retail, storytelling. And I want to get into your journey from idea to execution. What sparked your obsession or interest when it came to building Face Me in terms of AR, AI related to retail and what you're doing today?
In both cases, starting Face Me and AR mirrors, my interest was sparked by my own experience. When I first started working with AR, I was not impressed. I was not inspired. I saw that it's not comfortable to download apps, to point somewhere and then see some low res visuals. It was not feeling like magic to me. And I was doing it because it was my job back in the days. But then I saw Instagram introduce filters and I tried one. I was like, wow, this actually looks good. It does not look stupid. The face tracking is quite nice. It looks creative. If I post this content, people will think that I'm a creative person. They will start sending me reactions to my stories. I receive my digital dopamine. This works good. I saw a huge variety of these filters and I thought it would be cool to do these filters myself. As a marketer, I saw potential. People will organically use these filters. Brands can natively integrate their messages or branding insights. And basically, it will be an exchange. Brands provide filters or templates for content creations to their audience, and audience, as a return of favor, promotes this brand. Now, that is how it works. Everyone is happy. That is how we started Face Me. Over time, I had the opportunity to showcase products of Face Me offline at Dubai Expo, at Big Tech Exhibition. And I thought, how do I showcase filters offline? At some point, we decided, let's create a setup that will basically imitate the huge iPhone, where we will just have a big screen and we will connect a computer and we will have a camera and we'll run filters on computers. Back in the days, we used Metaspark Player. So we did it without any specific expectation, but I was at any conference, there is this very pessimistic, rational dude who is not interested in anything. He has this face like,
Usually it's the finance guy, the CFO.
yeah, he's walking like this. Yeah, not interested, not interested, not interested. So he was walking like this. And then he turned his face to our mirror, like this with his smirk. And then his face changed. And I observed all of it. I was standing near and I observed. And his face changed because he saw himself. But he didn't just saw himself. He saw himself transformed with some additional 3D elements, animation. And then I saw that unconsciously, he just turned around and walked towards the mirror. And I thought, okay, So that's how it worked. And what happened next is that, again, unconsciously, he just grabbed his phone and started recording it. So apart from being organically immersed into this experience, he also felt that it is so cool that he needs to share it with his friends. That is when I understood that AR mirrors or smart screens can become a big thing. During development, we've did some projects with clients, we received some cool results. I again saw that is the way it worked, that people are engaged organically. But then I also started watching some sci-fi movies, and I saw AR mirrors are not just cool. AR mirrors is something that people were imagining and dreaming of for quite a while, since the Space Odyssey of Stanley Kubrick, Star Wars, Minority Report, Avatar, Blade Runner, and a lot of other movies. They have different variations of smart screens. And I understood people never showcase in movies any stupid technologies they don't want. They imagine their future as cool, flying cars. If people are imagining smart mirrors or screens as a part of their future, then culturally, socially, emotionally, as a society, we're ready for it. This makes sense. That was an aha moment for me when we decided to go all in, not just as something cool to build, but as our mission.
How did you meet and connect with your co-founders and your team? What was that buildup of, you didn't just create Face Me, now you also have Look AI. So what was that journey like for you?
I've met all our partners, all employees, like everyone who is working now are also partners of our studio, and I've met them all organically, one way or another. We've started doing like hiring only last year, and before this, it was so I've met Igor, who was a co-founder at one of my lectures. He was an engineer who was doing filters, and he asked me like, okay, I do filters, how do I monetize it? And I said, okay, you're doing filters, I will sell them. Then I met Paulina on a business meeting for a completely different meeting, and we vibe, and I said, you're doing SMM, social media, like why don't you do social media for us? So then we had Nika, who was doing content for us on freelance. And at some point, we needed help with one of our projects. With one of our projects, and we said, okay, Nika, maybe you can manage it. And it turned out that she is a good manager, so we promoted her to producer. Now she's leading our US office. Simona was a model for our videos, and then she said, okay guys, I'm doing a lot of content for you, maybe I should be your SMM manager. But in general, what I learned is you can teach people, you can train people to have a better hard skills. You can teach them technologies, you can teach them even how to manage stuff, but it's impossible to train or teach people to love your product. It's impossible to motivate people to do more than just 9 to 5 work. Actually, what we're looking for and how our team is shaped is by organic love to what we're doing, and people who are interested, they're texting us and we're finding opportunities.
I love that you have such a countercultural approach. This is what you need in an emerging field to adapt quickly. You can teach hard skills, but drive is harder. I want to get to the comments because people are commenting. It's funny. CFOs are hard to convince. They are the money holders, but you need their buy-in. Remington commented on LinkedIn. Go follow him. He is a builder in the space. Yulia commented, people are interested in people, but more in themselves.
So that's true. And that key takeaway when it comes to AR. Basically, AR for augmenting world objects, adding objects in surrounding, perform much at a much, much lower level than selfie AR. So again, one of the reasons why the AR mirrors work so well, and also AR filters, it's because they're focused on people themselves. So this is a very good insight that I would say that innovation, one of the points of the innovation integration checklist should be, does this innovation helps your consumers to feel better? Does it helps to boost their self-esteem?
I'm just thinking about which questions because I feel like you have answered a lot of them, which is great. I love that you're getting into detail. And I actually just want to get into what is one thing that you think brands may not be getting right when it comes to AI and AR.
When it comes to AR and I can name three things. First, they see AR and AI as classic marketing tools. And the rule for the classic standard old school marketing tool is basically make a communication message clear, make the logo bigger, use brand colors, use relevant target audience, like use a model that represents target audience, etc. So they apply the same guidelines to AR or AI experiences, and we see filters with a huge logo on your face. We see AI Gen AI videos with a focus on transformation of logo, and we see a lot of other not interesting stuff. First learning is that you need to understand, don't use general terminology, decompose technology to concrete instrument, then understand what the audience should fit, what is the perfect experience for your audience should be with this tool. And you should focus, since AR and AR are both kind of interactive, immersive instruments, you need to think about the interests and feelings of your audience when they use it. Then add your brand essence as a cherry on top. But it shouldn't be, unlike advertising banners, your brand essence and your branding should not be the core. In this case, on the contrary, it should be a cherry on top. Then second mistake when it comes is that they use these innovations related from all other marketing ecosystem. So basically, they launch, let's say, AI experience or AR filter separately, and then they have offline campaign completely different, and then they have influencer campaign again like something different. If you're integrating innovations, connect them with your other tools. For example, if you're launching AR filters, why not printing QR codes or even integrating NFC chips either in your product packaging, or I understand that product packaging can be challenging, but you can integrate QR codes just in shelf talkers. Printed advertising is easy, they update it all the time. Then you can even add a link to your innovation to your email marketing. You can add the link to your innovation to your website. But sometimes they think that if something that announcing on social media is enough. The second problem is relating innovation. Sometimes they believe innovation itself is a value. No, innovation is just a tool, a brick. It does not have the value itself. Innovation is a carrier, a placeholder, but to make it work, you need to fill it with a culturally relevant experience. Culture comes first. You need to understand what is relevant for your target audience in this specific time, place, and touch point. Integrate this cultural context inside the innovative instrument. Make sure that also it is easy to use, make sure that it's accessible, and then integrate the whole thing into your overall marketing mix, and that is how it will start working. These are three main mistakes. Innovation itself is not a value. Innovations should not be isolated.
Just the commercial mindset of the way that you connect the dots, I always find very refreshing every time we have a conversation. You understand retail, driving sales, ROI, connecting the dots. When I work with brands or designers on the way that they're building out their strategy, I think that FaceMe is one that really understands it. From connecting, like you said, the social media, email marketing, outdoor activation, and pulling it all together, it's weaved into the full story to make sure that it's actually creating impact and also value. So on that note, actually, Dima, I want to share one example, either Fendi or Makeup by Mario. Do you have a preference?
I would say Fendi is a good example
Okay.
because they used a cross-platform approach and launched the same experience offline.
And that was Fendi. Earlier, we went through the Maybelline AI mirror. While Dima finds a spot, I'm just going to go through the comments. If you guys have questions, then make sure to drop it in. Dave, I appreciate you on X. Shylon, I like how this guy thinks. Connect with Shylon. He is building in the blockchain and a dancer. If you are listening from X, Dave is one of the major players within crypto and spaces. So make sure you connect with him. And Dima, while we are getting warmed up to talk business, I want to share this comment, which is hilarious. Dima is like Agent Smith from The Matrix with white hair. And I wholeheartedly agree with that. What do you think about this statement? And he's, of course, frozen. So we'll wait for his reaction when he comes back.
Yeah,
Oh,
I'm back. I switched to different network. Hopefully it is better, but the truth is that I'm not like Mr. Smith. I'm like one of these two twins. Nika, my colleague, she also has bleached hair. So we're like two these twins from Matrix, second part.
I love this. Katerina, I see your question and we will get to it. So just hold on for a second. Anyone else who has questions, then we can go through it after we go through this segment. Dima, do you want to talk about the metrics and results from Maybelline to Makeup by Mario at Sephora, Fendi? People wonder about the use case and whether or not there is just brand amplification. And actually, that ties into Katerina's question. So let me put her question up here. Do you think fashion clothes virtual trial will thrive or just some fun for brand amplification?
I have a concrete answer for you, Katerina, and for everyone. The main problem was, unlike virtual transfer beauty, they solve a problem. First of all, because virtual transfer looks realistic. Second, we don't like to apply 10 shades of makeup, apply them, then erase them, apply them, erase them. So it's easier to apply them virtually first. It solves the problem. Completely virtual try-on for fashion, it seems similar. The reality is it works completely different because it does not solve the problem. The main problem with beauty is how it looks like. The main problem and the main question with fashion is how it feels like. Do these shoes fit? When we try them, we try to walk in them. Same with a puffer jacket. We don't just care about how the clothing feels on you, but also about the quality of fabric, even the smell of fabric. And virtual try-on cannot. So virtual try-on for fashion, it solves only one of the aspects, while not solving completely like all. That's why virtual try-on is stagnating. I believe that even when it will. And second problem, obviously, with virtual trend for fashion is that it looks very bad. It looks gimmicky. We need to be honest about it. Funny thing that like we talk so much about virtual try-on for fashions, but none of us actually uses these tools. Farfetch and Amazon integrated virtual try-on for shoes a couple of years ago, but we see that they didn't scale. If such giants didn't scale the innovation, didn't scale the tool, it doesn't perform because guys like, again, Jeff Bezos, if he would see that it grew his sales even by 1,000 part of the percent, he would invest a lot in it to increase this indicator. But he didn't give any actual performance, so they didn't scale it. And what was your question, Jenny?
You took us on a journey. You covered the question, but I'd like to get into, sorry, just one metrics. So ROI sales, because you were mentioning Makeup by Mario earlier with Fendi. Do you have any data that you can share in terms of sales, impressions, UGC, media impressions?
In terms of metrics, you shouldn't expect metrics as some surprise, like good result that can appear like as a miracle untably. In order, you can actually achieve any metrics with practically any tool. And in order to do, you need to build a funnel. And I will give you an example. How to drive sales with the help of TikTok filter. Is it even possible? Yes, it is possible. TikTok filter brings awareness. It brings contacts. If the TikTok filter done right, it can generate user-generated content. It can go viral. So people will click on the filter. When they click on the filter, they also see who created this filter. So some of people will go to a profile of a brand who created this filter. If the brand will prepare for the activation, and if their latest content would be interesting and engaging, people will follow. And then the same brand can insert a link to a purchase of certain product into the bio of their profile. That is how from these profile visitors you get clicks. And from clicks, you will get purchases. You will say, okay, how many people, like the conversion will be so low? Yeah, it could be low. Let's say 0.5%. If they have 1 million profile visitors, possible with filters, they will generate a big amount of sales. Even though conversion is low, because the overall number is big, the results could be quite good. So this is just one example. With various tools, you can generate awareness, sales, growth of foot traffic, growth of product trials, growth of site visitors. And it all depends on how you would build the funnel. So I've just illustrated how with the help of TikTok filter, you can receive awareness and even drive sales. Sorry. So first mechanic, you integrate AR mirror into a storefront of the store. And for one of our beauty clients, just recently, we've received a 20% growth foot traffic inside their stores. Now we're integrating tens of AR mirrors in their retail. Follow me on LinkedIn and you will see which client I'm talking about. But so this is the first mechanic. Second is for what we're doing for Valentino and for Maybelline. So we've used these AR mirrors with photo printing during pop-ups, but we also had the store nearby. So people were doing the photo and they were asking sales assistant, where can I buy it? We were saying, go to Sephora, it's just here. And with the help and after the first day of Valentino activation, all products the Sephora nearby were sold out. We received a similar result for our Maybelline. It's the matter of funnel building. For the websites, for virtual try-on, we can see that people use it. We can see also the growth of sales data. I will be able to share concrete metrics in a couple of months because we integrated the tool just 3 months ago. We already see it's working and scaling it for more products. You can receive important metrics with innovations, but you need to plan the whole scene.
To connect the dots and figure out what's the ROI. Is it sales? Is it impressions? Leveraging something fun like the mirror and having the connection to retail where they can buy is definitely going to be the game changer here. I just want to do a quick time check. Can you go for 10 more minutes? Okay, I'm going to go through some of these comments quickly. Katerina, appreciate your question. and she covered that we answer the question. Dave, appreciate you making your way onto LinkedIn. Please do connect with Katerina, and thank you, Connie. Let's see right here. This person, I have the other window open. I believe it's Elizabetta, that she made this comment earlier about PD, product development, and supply chain related to AI. Dave, I would love a roundtable discussion with everyone in these comments. That is on the docket of something that I will be working on. And lastly, very quickly, there's another question here saying, what can you say about the future of AR, VR in the next gen of glasses and consumer electronics? And obviously earlier we talked about Meta Spark going away earlier this year. Dima's profile photo for this episode of the Digital Runway is him wearing Snap spectacles. Can you touch on this quickly? I have some other questions afterwards, but I'd love to hear your take on this particular question.
The technology is still too young. I'm not sure if it will be a transition from phones to glasses, or it will be a transition from phones to chips. I don't know, because glasses, at this point, glasses are uncomfortable and non-functional. So that is why so much development is needed. And the development of different technologies happens simultaneously. So I assume that by the moment where the interface, the functionality will be ready, we might also have a much smaller, more comfortable form factor. But as someone who is, so we're looking where the future where our industry goes, but we're more focused on what's going on right now. Right now, we don't focus on mixed.
Sorry, my mic was muted. I appreciate this question. I love creating with Ray-Ban Meta AI glasses. They did this whole thing with the Coperni fashion show, obviously the Tamagotchi, the 3D printing. And Dima, let me know when you're back.
Oh.
Okay, you're just not blinking. I thought you were an AI robot. My co-host could be an AI agent. Let me know if you're interested in helping build this out. But I just want to get into Ray-Ban Meta AI glasses. I wrote about this a year ago, the marketing, the commercial, the business takes on what's going on in beauty, fashion tech, AI, and also wearable tech, of saying models walking down the runway or audience members on the front row of a fashion show actually wearing the Ray-Ban Meta AI glasses and actually streaming them. And one of the issues that I saw was that they actually weren't filming in real time. I wanted to see models given the glasses and streaming live to their Instagram. That was a big miss, especially because they were probably paying each of these people a ton of money in terms of marketing and advertising spend. So it felt like a big miss. So yes, by the way, if you don't know or if you're not aware, then make sure to go and subscribe and connect on my newsletter, because I'm dropping these sort of insights there. I feel like we can go down a rabbit hole of this, but if anyone has any more questions, drop them in the comments. I'm shocked. Appreciate all of you on X. Over 70 people watching live. There's a place for the fashion conversation, so I appreciate that. And yeah, definitely DM me and let me know if you are interested in these kind of conversations or what you want to hear next.
Want to future-proof your brand in beauty, fashion, tech, AI, and business? You are in the right place. Welcome to the Digital Runway. Whether someone is working in the industry or just obsessed with beauty and fashion, every week I write a newsletter, 3 pieces of news under Runway Radar and the Runway Diaries, which is behind the scenes. The newest edition is Janey's AI edit with ChatGPT prompt. I give all this information away completely for free. Check out the Digital Runway email newsletter in the caption.
We're going to get to my favorite part, Dima, which is closet confessions. This is rapid fire, and this is my challenge to you. They need to be 1 word or 1 sentence answers. Ready?
Yes.
First question, coffee or matcha?
Coffee.
Second, best advice you've ever received?
So I cannot recall like any specific advice, but I can say what learning I received that helped me to live better and work better is that I shape my own life and reality And everything is possible if you will A, set the goal, B, create a plan, C, start executing. That is the main learning, and that is the learning that empowers me and gives me energy to keep creating.
I love that. Most underrated use of tech in fashion.
Smart screens,
AI or AR, you can only pick one.
AI,
What's your ultimate power outfit?
face me, semi-digital clothes, head to toes,
If you weren't in tech, what would you be doing, Dima?
healthcare.
I want to get into that, but for time that might have to be a part two. If you want a part two, let us know. Top 3 sources of industry news. I hope Digital Runway is up there. I'm just saying.
Digital Runway, TechCrunch, LinkedIn, Newsfeed.
Okay. Best advice for startup founders.
Best advice for startup founders, I would say first of all, don't follow hyped tech and
Mm,
eat, try to be more concrete and specific on what do you want to build. And also, apart from falling in love with tech, try to measure the value that you can actually bring to businesses and to society. And the last piece would be try to evaluate market size and
mm,
competition. Because what I've been witnessing lately is that bright minds, creators, they are following these shiny words, shiny trends. I just want to go into digital fashion, or I want to go in AI, or Web3 is my passion. But and they're starting doing some moves, and these moves are not connected into any system. They're starting to learn new tools, and then at some point they're like, oh, there is no market for this. So that is what you should start with. So you should remove all the shiny packaging and try to be more concrete on what you're building and be more realistic on the actual demand for what you're doing. This will help you to get into real game and not just be, I would say, imaginary world.
I love that. I feel like we could do a TED talk on just Dima giving us advice about being a founder or business or entrepreneurship. What's one thing people do not know about you?
People don't know that I love to chill. I really love to not do anything. And but based on the fact that people see me working, doing something, speaking all the time, they assume that is what I love to do. This is my favorite activity. No, that's not true. I love to just do nothing or spend time with my kids, with family, read books, drink coffee, watch.
Football as an American football or
No, no,
European?
no football.
Just checking. I was just teasing. And actually, I didn't even know if you have kids. How old are your kids? And do they use Face Me products?
No, they don't use digital products. They are 2 and 4.
Oh, 2 and 4. Okay. So they've never actually tried the AI or AR mirror yet?
Not yet.
Okay. That'll be fun. We'll have to do another segment. What's your favorite designer?
Rick Owens.
What's your spicy hot take about what is wrong with fashion tech right now?
The cultural disconnect. The fashion,
And
I would say not, it's just not fashion. Fashion tech is, yeah, so cultural disconnect because, but I would say that it's not about fashion tech, it's just in general. Fashion is disconnected from culture. That is why we see now downfall of big brands. Their fall, like, because the old audience of luxury, especially brands, has grown older, and the new audience that should buy these luxury brands now, they're into completely different stuff. You're not like having a luxury brand is not a symbol of status anymore. It's other things, and like big brands, they don't know what to do about it, so they have this cultural disconnect. And for fashion tech, it brings even more uncertainty because they cannot connect technology with marketing mix. So everything is disconnected. Marketing in one place, tech in another, culture in the third place, and it's all random,
yeah, I hear
unfortunately.
you. The disconnect is very real. I'm just going to go through these comments very quickly. Alexander, always the fire emoji everywhere. Appreciate you. Make sure to go and connect with him. He's building a lot of amazing things within the space and also with inclusivity. Eve, an artist in DC, appreciate you for joining. Dave, I appreciate you for dropping the link for my newsletter. And yes, please go make sure to subscribe because I'm going to hit Dima with a few questions that I'm only going to release to subscribers. And on that note, I just want to say, Dima, this was literally a masterclass. Where can people find you and what's the best way to reach you?
The best way to reach me is LinkedIn.
So everyone,
yeah, I wanted to say one final word for everyone who is listening, and that would be that we're living like tech landscape is changing. To achieve results, just do it today, fail, pivot, repeat, and then succeed. Hard work will pay off in the end. Be flexible because everything changes fast. Things that work today might not work tomorrow. Keep an eye on what's going on. Be realistic and everything will work out.
and that was great for final thoughts. I just want to say I did not expect people on X to show up like this. I appreciate you also on LinkedIn. Thank you everyone for joining, dropping questions and being engaged. If you want more deep dives, I have a newsletter of the Digital Runway as well as this podcast, The Namesake. The replay is going to drop on Sunday across YouTube, Spotify, and Apple. And make sure to connect with Dima as well as myself if you want to talk more about beauty, fashion, tech, AI, retail, the moves in the industry from a commercial perspective. Again, thank you. And we very much appreciate all of you for joining.